Hi everyone, welcome to Lilybugs Library. My name's Linda, and it is the 1st of November. Can you believe it? Wow, it just went so quick. But here we are. So I'm coming to you today with a book haul. Mostly, let's see, some are from Harlequin. A couple my wonderful mother-in-law bought me, and one is a gift from a friend. So all great. So let's get started and I'll show you what I've got. And I know there was no Friday reads yesterday, but I've only read one book, so I didn't think it was worth it to do a video. Hopefully I'll have one for you this Friday. We'll see how that goes. All right, so the first two I got from my mother-in-law. So the first one is Fogged In by Barbara Ross, and it's one of the Maine clam bake mysteries. And I'm not sure where this fits in the mysteries. Let's see, what was this one? Fogged Over. Looks like it's about the fourth book, and I think I've read the first two, maybe. So looking forward to this one. I'll just read you a tiny blurb. It says, an autumn chill is settled over Busman's Harbor, Maine, but Julia Snowden is warming up the town by offering lobster stew at the local diner. When her landlord discovers a dead body in the walk-in refrigerator, Julia must figure out who ordered up a side of murder. So that one sounds excellent. The next one was another Barbara Ross, but this one is a different series and one I've never heard of. This one's called Barbara Ross, Jane Darrowfield Professional Busybody, first in a new series. So really looking forward to that one. It says Jane Darrowfield is a year into her retirement and she's already traveled and planted a garden. She's organized her photos, her recipes, and her spices. The statistics suggest she has at least a few more decades ahead of her, so she better find something to do. So apparently she becomes a professional busybody. So that one sounds good. The one I got from my friend, if I can reach it here, is a little more serious. This one is called The Dressmakers of Auschwitz. And let's see, I just want a little tiny blurb from it here. In The Dressmakers of Auschwitz, Lucy Adlington has unveiled not just one, but several long-hidden histories. The tale of a group of compassionate and audacious Jewish women who sewed for their lives. The story of clothes in the Holocaust, and the history of the fashion industry in World War II. Adlington has expertly interwoven these fascinating strands into an utterly absorbing, important, and unique historical read. So that one sounds really good, really interesting. It's not something I ever thought of when it came to World War II. So the rest of them, I purchased from Harlequin when they were having a sale, and took a while for me to get them because we were having a postal strike, so they kind of got caught up in that. But they're all pretty much seasonal books. So the first one, we'll start with that one, I guess. Autumn Nights Holiday Lights, and I better read it soon because autumn will be done before we know it. And this one is Sugar Maple Farms, and it's a special edition by L. Douglas. So look at that beautiful cover. Isn't that gorgeous? And it says, Christmas in August. Sunset County is decked out for the holidays, fake snow and all. Maya Monroe can't believe her novel is being turned into a Christmas movie. Oh, isn't that the dream? Except the acclaimed director, Will Hastings, is Maya's ex. The man who broke her heart via text and clearly knows nothing about romance is directing her dream project. Will never imagined he'd be filming a Christmas romance, especially one based on his ex's book. But Will's determined to complete the job, even though Maya keeps interfering with his creative choices and his heart. In this staged winter wonderland, their feelings are stealing the show. Can Will and Maya heal their past for a second chance to be the lead couple in their real-life romance? That sounds really good. Yeah, I think I'll enjoy that one. Okay, the next one is a love-inspired one, and it's their Texas Christmas Redemption by Mindy Obenhouse. So that one looks good, too. And it says, is that one... No, I guess that's not a large print. I did get a couple of large print ones. So it says, back home at her family's Texas ranch for the holidays, the last thing Audrey Caldwell expects to see is her ex-husband, Tyler, on her doorstep, with his orphaned niece. The sweet baby in his arms brings up painful memories that she'd rather forget, but when little Willow gets sick, Audrey can't turn them away. She offers to care for the baby if Tyler agrees to do some construction projects on the ranch. As they work together on a community Christmas event, neither can deny their growing connection. Can they heal their deepest wounds and find their way back to the family they always wanted? So that one sounds like it's going to be, a real tug on your heart. So the next one is called His Alaskan Christmas, and it's by Beth Carpenter. Now this one is large print, so I really prefer that these days. I find that it's getting harder for me to read things in tiny print. Hard for me to do anything that's tiny. I used to do cross stitch, and I bought some little cross stitch bookmarks thinking, well, that's a small project, I should be able to do that. No, I just can't see it well enough. So, that's life, I guess. Anyway, again, back to the book. So it says, an instant family is a gift he never expected. The tiny town of Swan Falls, Alaska has everything engineer Emily Cooper needs except a nanny for the holidays. But her Christmas wish could be granted in the most unexpected way. Grounded as he waits for corrective eye surgery, pilot Nick Bernardi needs a place to stay, and helping his best friend's widow with her 2 kids is an easy yes. But it's not long before the dedicated bachelor starts to feel more than he should, especially considering he's moving far away to Hawaii. Could falling in love change his flight plan? Ooh, that sounds exciting. All right, and the next one is Cheryl Woods, who I'm pretty sure I've read others of hers, not even realizing that she was a Harlequin author. But this one's 2 great stories for 1 great price, it says. Christmas at White Pines. So the 2 stories in there are A Christmas Blessing and Natural Born Daddy. So it's a thick one. Beautiful cover again. The Christmas Blessing, it says, widowed Jessie Adams was about to give birth and she needed help fast. Unfortunately, the closest ranch in her small Texas town belonged to her late husband's brother, Luke, who didn't know a thing about delivering babies. And though the charismatic rancher was her only hope, he was the last person Jessie wanted to be stranded with in her time of need. You take what you get, I guess. Natural Born Daddy, it says, Jordan Adams proposed a marriage of convenience to single mom Kelly Flint because he thought it was time they each settled down with a perfectly compatible, always dependable partner. After all, they'd both learned the hard way that love only leads to heartache. But to his surprise, Kelly made it clear marriage would be anything but platonic, and her young daughter kindled fond feelings of fatherhood in his heart. Now he had to convince Kelly that he was not only a natural-born daddy, but also the perfect husband she'd been waiting for all her life. So that one sounds like it would be cute. So the last one is another love-inspired one. This one's larger print as well. And it's called Her Second Chance Christmas by Isabella Bruno. And again, like the covers on these are just amazing. They do such a great job. And this one says, Home for the holidays or home for good? A frightening diagnosis and a subsequent breakup forces marketing executive Penelope Shea to return to Cedar Ridge to find peace. But when she learns her beloved childhood home is at risk of being sold, she'll do anything to save it, even if it means teaming up with Matthew Banks, her high school boyfriend. The plan is simple. She'll offer the contractor her marketing expertise on a project in exchange for his help to raise funds in a cookie contest. As the two work closely together, old feelings quickly reignite, but with the uncertainty of Penny's health looming, is a future together possible? So it doesn't really say what her diagnosis was, but it sounds again like that one could be, really heart-touching. But I think, great bunch of books. I'm really excited to read all of them. All I need is time. There's just never enough time. But anyway, they do sound great, and I'm really glad that I got them all. So I hope you're doing well. Hope you have a nice first weekend of November, and I will be back with you soon. All right. Bye-bye, friends.